Good morning, class. So, I will be doing the part 2, okay? The Sound of Music chapter part 2. This is the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. So, as I told you, I'll be giving the question answer of Evelyn Glenn, okay? But I thought of giving it together, okay? Because it is of the same chapter. The Sound of Music is of the same chapter. Part 1 is Evelyn Glenn, okay, listens to sound without hearing it, and part 2 is of the part 2 is of about Bismillah Khan, okay. So I thought of completing the part 2, then giving the question answer of part 1 and part 2 together. So now let's start part 2. This is the online class for class 9. So part 2, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Before you read, do you know these people? What instrument do they play? So, before I proceed to the chapter, see here the pictures of famous musicians, okay? So, anywhere you can see the famous people. One is Zakir Hussain, I can see here, okay? Who is play the tabla, and one is Bismillah Khan himself, who is playing the Shehnai there, okay. So think of the Shehnai, and first thing you'll probably imagine is a wedding or a similar occasion or function. The next would probably be Ustad Bismillah Khan, the Shehnai maestro playing this instrument. So, as you know, whenever you think of Shehnai, you think the sound played at weddings, okay? At weddings, no, it's a very sharp, shrill kind of a sound. And whenever you think of Shehnai, you think of the famous Shehnai player who? Bismillah Khan, Ustad Bismillah Khan. As you can see in the right hand side of the corner, okay, the Shehnai is played by Bismillah Khan. So let's begin. Point number 1. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Pungi became the generic name for repeated noisemaker. Generic name. Let's see what is the meaning of generic name. Generic name means a name given to a class or a group as a whole. Okay, what it means? A noisemaker given to a class or a group as a whole, okay. So Aurangzeb, the emperor Aurangzeb, didn't like the playing of the pungi, okay, which is same as Shehnai, okay, which was usually played, okay. He disliked the sound, which was shrill and unpleasant, okay, very sharp and unpleasant. He told it is a pungi became a very noise. He told that pungi is very noise maker, like a group of people. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. So as Aurangzeb in his reign in the country had banned the playing of pungi, so people did not think that it would be really be revived. Really people will again start playing pungi again. So people did not think about that, okay. A barber of a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than pungi, and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. When he played on it, closing and opening some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. So what happened? A barber, okay, who was a barber means who cuts hair, who was from a family of musicians, thought and who was also working in the royal palace, okay, also had an access to the royal palace, decided to improve the pungi. Okay, how he will improvise that pungi? By choosing a natural hollow stem, okay, which is longer and much more broader. As you can see, Bismillah Khan playing pungi in the picture, right hand side of the corner. You can see it is much more broader and wider, and pungi is basically in a smaller in size. Okay, so the barber, who was from the musical professional musician family and who had also had an access to the royal court, thought to upgrade the pungi. How? By choosing a longer, broader stem, okay, and which has a natural holes, and there he made 7 different holes, okay, 7 holes, and played it, and the sound were beautiful. Okay, here see the meaning. Receded means wind instrument which have reeds like the flute, the clarinet. Okay, receded here means the wind instrument, like wind instruments comes in the category flutes, shehnai, pungi, all these comes into the category of wind instrument, okay, which has to be played by through air. Okay, when the barber upgraded the pungi was no longer shrill and unpleasant, okay, the sound, it was more of a soft and melodious. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. The instrument, so different from the pungi, had to be given a new name. So the barber now played that shehnai in the palace, okay, and everyone was impressed, and everyone thought that in the court, everyone thought royal court, everyone thought now this instrument has to get a new name because it is upgraded. Okay, so as you can see, pungi, he is in the left hand side of the corner and shehnai is in the right hand side of the corner. See the pictures in the video, you can see the pictures of pungi and shehnai. So everyone thought now it has to be given a new name. As the story goes, since it was the first played in Shah's chamber and was played by a nai, so barber is called nai. Okay, the instrument was called shehnai. Why it is shehnai? Because it was played in Shah's court. Okay, the ruler who ruled that time, their surname was Shah, and the who played, he was a barber. Okay, so he was called nai. So the both combined and became shehnai. Okay, that's how it got its name. So what happened is that now point 2, the sound of shehnai began to be considered auspicious. Auspicious here means promising to bring good fortune. As for this reason, it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. Indispensable here means without which a piece of work cannot be done. Okay, and so this was now this shehnai, people started considering it as a very pure, very auspicious, okay, and started playing it at temples and at weddings. Okay, so we usually see where at the weddings of North Indian weddings. Okay, so here in the past, the shehnai was a part of the naubat or traditional ensemble of the 9 instruments found at the royal court. Till recently, it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument on to the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. So what happened? In the past, this shehnai was only part of a traditional assembly, like in royal court or temple or weddings. But actually, Ustad Bismillah Khan had actually practiced, okay, and brought it on stage, okay, in front of the audience, in front of the people. Okay, so this one will be part 1 and part 2 will be in the next class.